2 card shows in one day. Let's see if I can make it work. I was recently perusing Trading Card Database and their excellent listing of card shows by state and date, and saw that there were 2 card shows in one day fairly close to me, and one was directly on the way to the other. So I thought, why not try and hit both? The first show didn't have much information beyond an address and a time, but as I was pulling up, I saw a little sign, Sports Card Show, this way. I pulled into what looked like a multi-use building of some kind. I walked in and, this is a pool hall. And it smelled like it. The odor of stale beer and cigarettes dug deep into every surface. Despite the sunny day, it was pretty dark inside. So dark you could barely see the cards. I did a quick lap and said hi to some of the dealers, a few of whom I recognized, but their prices were not connected to reality. $15 for a 1991 Topps Chipper Jones? You can get the whole set for that. $40 for a Canseco rookie? That's a $5 card all day. $8 for a base Bowman Bobby Witt Jr.? Okay, I'm out of here. I love cards, and I appreciate whoever tried to put this together, but this was a lost cause for me. The next show was a little more promising, the Tulsa Card Show at the Pavillion. There was a short line to enter, a $10 entry fee, and Doc Gooden was signing autographs. $10 later, my bracelet affixed, off I went into the long hallway flanked with dealers. As always, on first arrival, I'm looking at stuff I know to gauge prices. When did the 82 Topps Nolan Ryan become a $30 card? That Jason Dominguez at $80 seems laughable now that Dominguez fizzled out and is back in the minors. Same dealer here, and a 78 Topps Nolan Ryan is a $20 card? Look at the condition. Buggered corners, a chunk missing out at the top. $20. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. This Harper gave me pause, and for a second it looked like his 2012 Topps Mini Red Helmet rookie, but this is a 2014 Topps patch. Cool, I guess, but not a rookie. I'll have to find something else for the kid. After making my way through the concourse, I burst forth into the hall to find it was a sports arena, having hosted many basketball and hockey teams over the years. It was a well-utilized space, and the show looked big. Back on the concourse, I faced down my first dollar box, standing silently next to a gentleman going through the basketball cards and farting up a late summer thunderstorm. Given my proximity to the hammer of Thor, I went quickly through the stacks and found a Hall of Fame rookie for $1 in the form of an 82 Topps Lee Smith, a 2013 Topps Rookie of the Year Bryce Harper, which will make a nice gift for the kid, an unlicensed 1992 Tyler Green prospect autographed card. He was a big prospect for the Phillies, but like most of them, he didn't stay hot for long. And a beautiful 1977 Topps Don Sutton, and an 86 Fleer Kirby Puckett. My eggs sufficiently cracked, I was on my way to making an omelet of this show. I found the entrance to the main floor, and it was bustling like a beehive in springtime. Great energy. One of the first dealers I spotted in the door had PSA runs of fan-favorite players. PSA 1 through PSA 10s of 89 Donruss Griffey's, 87 Topps Mark McGuire's, 83 Topps Wade Boggs rookies, 85 Fleer Kirby Puckett rookies, and others. Mad props to the guy for assembling these. I found a very promising 1973 Topps set marked at $500, but as I flipped through it, it wasn't complete. Mays, Hammer and Hank, the Schmidt rookie, Nolan Ryan, Pete Rose, all missing. I asked if he had room on it. As an incomplete set missing all the big stars, I would expect to be in the $250 to $300 range. He said he was firm at $500. I wasn't looking for an argument this early in the show, so I just thanked him and moved on. Sometimes I don't think dealers actually want to sell their cards. There was a dealer who had all complete sets and wax packs. And man, that really took me back to the 80s when that's what the card shows were. This table is my childhood. And their sets were reasonable for the most part. I was a little bummed to see the 1990 Donruss set marked at $9, the cheapest of them all, as I just put this set together. I found some vintage at this show, but not a whole lot. One dealer had a nice selection of Joe DiMaggio, but no Phillies cards. In fact, there was only one pre-war Phillies card at this show, and this was it. A 1911 T201 Mecca Cigarettes double folder of Hans Lobert and Earl Moore. It was in excellent condition given its 115-year-old age, and $150 was a pretty good starting price. So just as I'm about to ask the dealer to take it out, another guy walks up and sees me looking at the T201s and mentioned that there's a T201 Truss speaker at a table nearby if I was interested in that set. I thanked him, but said I was really only interested in collecting old Phillies cards. And he looks at me and he says, "Wait, are you the Phillies guy from YouTube? Recognized again out here in the wild." And he goes on to say, "My name is Joey. I emailed you a while back and sent you the Harper for the kid." My eyes lit up, as it was a very special Harper, indeed. So a few weeks back, I got an email from a channel subscriber asking for some suggestions about card shows in this general area of the country. We had a brief back and forth, and he very generously offered to send me a card, a Harper. Many of you out there in YouTube land have sent me Harpers for the kid, and I appreciate all of them, and so does he. One day I'll tell you his story, but for now he's just the kid. Anyway, a few days later, this arrives. A 2018 Topps Gallery private issue Bryce Harper, numbered 79 of 250, in a Beckett Pristine 10. The kid was over the moon to have this card in the collection, and here I am, through pure happenstance, bumping into the very generous patron at a card show in Tulsa over the love of T201 Mecca double folders. Crazy, this hobby of ours. It was nice to meet you in person, Joey, and I'm glad you're in this world. But back to business. I was coming home with this T201 one way or another. It was an easy negotiation, as several PSA 5s had recently sold for $150, which bumped this ungraded card down to the $100 that I paid for it. As soon as it was officially mine, I took it all the way out of the sleeve. This is me holding a 115-year-old baseball card with my bare hands. We should all be so lucky. On the front is Hans Lobert. On the back is the Mecca Cigarettes advertisement along with the stats from 1910 and Earl Moore. Don't feel bad for Earl Moore, as he gets legs too. When I got the card home, I did what you're really not supposed to do, and I folded the double folder. Don't worry, the crease was already there. It had been previously folded. But isn't this cool? Love it. I put it in my album alongside the other T201 I already have, and now I have a pair. As it turns out, there are only 2 Phillies cards in the entire 1911 T201 Mecca Cigarettes set, so this now represents another complete team set. Excited to snag another pre-war card, off I went to find more trouble at this show. And all I was finding was this nonsense. You've seen it too. An ocean of one-touch mags, all priced at $5, full of cards that ain't $5 cards. Sorry, Marcelo Mayer, you ain't a $5 card. Sorry, 89 traded Nolan Ryan, you ain't a $5 card. Neither are you, 86 Topps Ricky Henderson All-Star. I'm not sure what to make of this new trend, but I know I don't like it. Off I wandered, bristling at the one-touch mags, when I passed a dollar box of good old top loaders, and peeking out was an 85 Fleer Roger Clemens rookie. This box was almost all football, so if it wasn't for the fortuitous splay, I'd have walked right on by, but a Roger Clemens rookie for $1 is always a buy. Another curiosity I encountered was this Ricky Henderson rookie in a PSA 6, $100. I was scouring the case as they had some other stuff in it, including this 1886 Old Judge card, so my face is down next to the glass. PSA 6? I looked at the bottom left. Look at that corner. How did this get a 6? Every time I think I understand grading standards, I realize that the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Off I went to find a John Smoltz 1/1 autograph at $1,000, next to vintage mantles of the same price. I understand $1,000 for a nice 60s mantle, but that's a big ask for a living pitcher struggling to be an interesting colorman on Fox Sports. Thinking I might be done with the show, I did one more quick loop to check for errors, and I'm glad I did, as I missed this card on first pass. That's a 2012 Topps Mini Red Helmet Bryce Harper rookie. This card is often confused for its more expensive big brother online. 2012 Topps Minis were a mini-sized parallel brand of the 2012 Topps flagship set released on August 1st, 2012. Boxes were available for sale exclusively at the Topps corporate booth at the 2012 National, or on the Topps website. Each card measures 2 1/4 by 3 1/8, the same exact size as the 1975 Topps Minis. Only 8,400 wax boxes were produced, and likely less than 2,900 copies of each individual card. That's not ultra rare, but that's a fairly limited run for sure. I asked the dealer to see it, and it looked very good. Centering was great, crisp edges and corners all the way around, the back was nice, the surface was blemish-free. The dealer was asking $70. Recent comps were about $35, so he's double comps. We start dancing around each other. I offered comps plus shipping, $40 cash. He hems and he haws a little bit. He goes and he talks to his buddy. Comes back and I've got the cash out and extended to him with my left hand, with my right hand offered to shake, a stupid smile on my face. He chuckles. Okay, 40. Done. This will make a nice addition to the Harper rookie run, and the kid will be ecstatic to see it. And the same dealer had a 2023 Topps oversized Harper that he said I could have. I'll use this for the cover insert of my 2020's Decade binder. Winding things down, I made my way to the exit, which meant I had to go through the concourse lined with tables again. I pass this dealer and he screams out, "Please come and touch my cards! Touch them! Put your hands in here!" Excellent carnival barking as I saddled right up. There wasn't much, but I found this beautiful 1973 Topps Ted Simmons for $2. This card was as sharp as I've ever seen a 73. That he's a Hall of Famer sealed the deal. Another random find found interesting by the cluttered mind of this collector was a full set of 1986 Topps box bottoms. Now, I recently put together an 86 Topps presentation set for myself, and one for another collector, and these will make a very cool addition to my set. I do plan to cut these down to individual cards so they'll fit in the box with the rest of the set. I thanked the dealer for letting me touch his cards, and he asked for $10 for the complete set of box bottoms and the 73 Ted Simmons. Happy to make that deal on my way out. The Tulsa Card Show was cool. Nice space, nice selection, nice people. I met a channel subscriber, I got a pre-War Phillies card, and a Harper rookie. Great show. Chef recommends. Thanks for watching. Help support the channel with the purchase of a custom card box divider made to your exacting specifications. Send me an email at philliesbaseballcards@gmail.com to talk about how.